Hi everyone, this week we've got Mark from Halo Digital Signage on the show. We're going to be talking about the past and the future of digital signage. Mark, before we do anything, quick introduction from you, please.
Sure. Hi, I'm Mark Evans. I'm the CEO of Halo Digital Signage. It's part of the Nomadics Media Group. Thanks for having me along.
That's no problem at all. There's no problem at all. And for anyone who doesn't know, what does Halo Digital Signage do in its simplest form?
Sure. Halo Digital Signage is we provide unique software and hardware solutions for estate agents, principally geared up to generate increased instructions, win more appraisals, and at the same time saving them time and money, which is always a good thing. These typically be recognised as screens that you would see in your window or on your wall. Retail use them, you'll see them a lot in shopping centres, etc. So what we're trying to do is bring that to life and change the analogue windows of estate agents into a more digital, powerfully connected, marketing tool.
Awesome. And kind of, as I said in the start, talking about the past and the future. So let's start with, the past. So what does that look like? What did the past look like?
Well, as I just said there, one of the biggest frustrations for me is the high streets as we see them just now. We've seen the decimation of high streets over the past 20 years, certainly on the increase of online, and people have always their concerns are how do you generate business? How do you keep these businesses alive? And one of the things that we've looked at from an international level, because we're part of an international company, so this has been reflected in many countries across the world, is giving people the opportunity on the high street to connect with digital tech savvy customers. So what we're trying to do is actually connect those windows as you would walk by in the high street, give those businesses the opportunity to become part of the digital consideration point, the digital journey point. And what I mean by that is if you walk by a lot of the windows, including estate agents, we've been running with these analog windows, paper in the windows, posters in the windows. And, if you actually look at that as a business, a lot of these businesses are, that's the biggest cost centre. You've got your rates, you've got your rent, you've got your heating and lighting, etc. But the windows to me have always been a weak point. You're walking down the high street and there's nothing to catch your eye and nothing to catch the eye of a digital savvy customer, then you're just going to keep walking. And that's not just about the walking part of it as well, it's about traffic that's passing as well. And we see the value of roadside media. And what I mean by that is if you look at the side of a bus shelter, or if you look at the side of the road and one of the big 48 digital signage screens, you'll see they charge that as a premium because of the amount of traffic that passes by. So they sell that to advertisers at a premium. A lot of businesses, estate agents have got really, really highly visible, properties. They're usually prominent positions on the high street. They're at traffic lights. They could be street corners, and they've got big open windows, and they're not sweating that space out. They're not actually using the window to attract, the passing trade. So it's always been that you see them using paper in the window pockets. It's paper there. It's traditional, and for me that is the past. That is the past of signage. We've really got to be looking at how we bring that into a more digitally connected format.
No, I agree with that, and I think just bringing it on to the future of what you said about the premium, sort of premium, sort of real estate, really. And do you think that agents, with being this is just totally off script with the future, do you think that agents could almost advertise a product in their windows like what you'd see at a bus stop, whether that's for a local plumber, whether that's for a local solicitor, anyone? Do you think that could be something that could happen in the future, or is that something that you guys can do? Is it totally off script?
Well, look, the most important thing is there's two things that are important with regards to digital signage. You have your screen, which is a commercial grade screen. And one of the most important things with that is that's the difference between that and a domestic screen. I mean, a lot of people say to me, "Oh, can I not just I go to Curry's and put my own screen up in the window?" Well, without boring you with the science, the laws of physics are light cancels light. So if a commercial screen is 5 times brighter in its entry level than a domestic screen, so you want to be seen, and during the day sunlight will cancel the screen. So putting a commercial grade screen in the window is really important. Now the software itself is then the thing that controls the information to that screen, and our software in particular, you can control that software feed from anywhere in the world via PC and mobile, or at the same time you can actually automate your property feeds. So you've got two things that are important: the screen in the window or the wall, which is how you catch attention. You've got the software, but the other most important thing is the content. And I can go back to what you're saying about, can they use that for commercial purposes? Now, a lot of our clients who are using it, who are not estate agents, for instance, whether it's in health and beauty, they will sell that space back to some suppliers. So if it's a hairdressers, for instance, they'll sell that opportunity to reach passers-by and also their customers inside by selling some of the 10-second slot on rotate every minute to some of their suppliers. Now, within the estate agent sector or property sector, they've not really got a product supplier like that. My understanding is that they've not. It's not as if they've got a cost of sales that's likely to be like a supplier. They may have a mortgage supplier. There may be legals involved now. There's surveyors involved. There's maybe no product there, but they could equally use that space for commercial leverage, to generate some additional income, or at least cover the costs, the capital outlay, by selling some of that space if they wanted to. Most of our 99% of our customers, however, use it for driving their own marketing information. So yes, the answer to your question, Lee, that you can use the screens and the control of the software to leverage other commercial input. It's really down to the owner, and that's what the software, that's what Halo does. It gives more power back to the business owner, and more opportunities, I guess, it opens for them as well.
So I suppose that wraps up our future very nicely. It gives the power to the owner, and it allows them to have the influence over what they want to show, whether that's to advertise, solicitors, brokers, whether it's to showcase the premium properties they've got, and to be able to do it from the freedom of anywhere that they want to be able to do it from, basically, as opposed to having to change it manually in branch.
I'll share something quite exciting with you. We talk about the future of the technology. We're great believers that people are not really interested in touching hard surfaces just now because of the current COVID situation. So people want to interact with content on screens. So what our Project Looking Glass, we've got a very strong R&D department that are working on developing the software, continually updating it, is allowing people to actually interact with the content on a screen. So if you're passing an estate agent window, what you can actually do is you can link your mobile to the screen, and then you can put in a range of filters by scanning a QR code, and you can bring up the full access the full database, and allow you then to screen out from filters, whether it's semi-detached, certain properties you're looking for, certain areas, and then bring that product to the screen instantaneously, and then watch the video, control the video, and then take the information away with you. So what we're doing is actually, the future is about connecting the high street business with online consideration and behaviours.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Mark. I think that was great insights, and great to have you on the show. I really appreciate you taking the time. So thank you so much, Mark. And that's all, folks.
Okay, thanks so much. Thank you, Lee.